Hello and welcome to Game Week 6 predictions. Last week I got 5 points, taking me to a total of 28 points. This week we're going to kick off with Brentford versus United. So Brentford, they went against Fulham, ended up losing. I thought they would win in a tight game. They ended up conceding 3. So not a good game from them, especially going forward. They did not create many chances. And the only goal they got was through a mistake that Josh King had. As for United, they ended up beating Chelsea, which was kind of expected because Chelsea don't pick up many points at Old Trafford. I predicted a draw because United are pretty bad. As for United, they ended up beating Chelsea 2-1, and I think that red card really did help them. They got 2 goals off of it, but then they also got a red card, and then the game became more even. Chelsea ended up scoring a goal, but couldn't score that second one to get the draw. So this matchup is basically a clash between two teams with, up and down form. I feel like both of them have had good moments, but mostly bad moments. And when these two teams face in the GTEC Stadium, it's usually a toss-up. Brentford have won 2, United have won 1, and then they drawed 1 in recent times. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Next up is Leeds versus Bournemouth. Leeds ended up beating Wolves. Very unexpected for me. How do you go from scoring 1 goal in 4 games to scoring 3 in 1? There is no consistency. It makes making predictions very difficult. As for Bournemouth, they have only conceded 1 goal in their last 4 Premier League games. And they are also 4th in the league. So Bournemouth, like last year, start off strong. And I feel like this year, they're actually going to go further because they're already out the Carabao Cup. So they don't have to worry about that. So they have a game per week. And I feel like Bournemouth are going to stay strong. For this matchup, I do not see Leeds scoring goals again. Especially against Bournemouth. Their defense has been solid. So I'm going to go ahead and say a 2-0 win to Bournemouth. Next up is Chelsea versus Brighton. Chelsea, like I said, lost to United, which was expected. We expected them to have a poor performance because they don't pick up many points at Old Trafford. And it's also due to that red card killing the game. And that was 3 games without a win for Chelsea before the Lincoln game. But they barely beat Lincoln as well, 2-1. So Chelsea's form has been struggling recently. As for Brighton, they had another good game or decent performance in terms of attacking, but defensively, again, they're leaking goals. Minta, again, having a good game. And they also advanced in the Carabao Cup with Watson and Gomez connecting 3 times. I think Gomez should start for Brighton. Put him in a double pivot with Baliba. But for this matchup, I feel like it's going to be another high-scoring game like Brighton had last week. And when these two teams faced at Stamford Bridge last season and the season before that, there was more than 4 goals in each game. So for me, I don't see a team winning, but I see a draw of 2-2. Next up is City versus Burnley. City have been looking a lot better in recent games. They ended up drawing to Arsenal, had the lead, slipped up almost towards the end because their line was just too high. But that defense has to be talked about for Pep. That ultra defense, that park the bus, it's never been seen before, and it's something new that Pep has never done, really. And I like it. I liked it. I like that the team parked the bus. Hopefully we see more of that to kill games off. And hopefully we actually kill the games off instead of conceding next time. As for Burnley, they had a decent game against Forest. And that is another point for Burnley picked up at home. So at home, they're looking pretty decent. But for this matchup, City versus Burnley, I just don't see Burnley picking up anything here or even scoring. I think City win here 3-0. Next up is Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. First Crystal, they went against West Ham, and they were all over them. All over them. Non-stop crosses through the middle. It was non-stop. Until the second half where it became a little bit more back and forth. But Crystal have Wharton back now, so he's back in the squad, and they win their first game with him back. So Wharton does make a difference in the team. As for Liverpool, they went against Everton, and they beat them 2-1. And I think this was one of their first deserved wins in a while. I feel like Liverpool don't really deserve their wins. They get lucky. They have those last-minute goals. But this is one of their first games where they looked better than the opposing team. Gravenberch, he's having a great season. Last season, people were, bigging him up, overhyping him, in my opinion. This is the Gravenberch everybody thought they saw last season. This is the player that should be talked about more. But then they go ahead and struggle against Southampton in the Carabao Cup, barely beating them 2-1. It took Ekitike to score a goal, and then he got red carded for taking off his shirt. So we will be seeing Isak start in this game. But when these two teams face at Crystal Palace's stadium, Liverpool usually take the 3 points in recent years. They have taken all 3 points. And I see that happen again. I think it will be close. I'm going for a 2-1, but I think Liverpool once again edged over Crystal Palace. Next up is Forest versus Sunderland. Forest, they still don't have a win under Big Ange. I think he's played 4 games now, but you clearly see his like mentality or his philosophy is already on the team. They're attack over defense now, because defensively they have been pretty shaky. As for Sunderland, they ended up drawing to Aston Villa. They got a stupid red card through Reinildo. He's an experienced player. Don't know why he's doing that. They could have won this game. And they also conceded a silly goal to Aston Villa, letting them score their first goal of the season, or of the league. But for this matchup, I don't see Forest winning here. They are at home, but I don't see them winning here. I think Sunderland are a solid squad, and Forest just don't seem to get over the line here. I'm going to go for another 1-1 draw. Next up is Spurs versus Wolves. Spurs went against Brighton, and they had a decent game, not the best of games. Kudus and Xavi, when he came on, were probably their best players. But those are crucial points that they dropped. They dropped 2 points. But it was kind of expected because Brighton usually, is kind of their bogey team. As for Wolves, they are now bottom of the table. I don't know what it is defensively about these guys. They have 3 center backs. Maybe it's the goalie. I'm not too sure. But Jose Sa conceded 3 goals to Leeds. Of all teams, Leeds. But then they end up beating Everton in the Carabao Cup, which saw Strand Larsen come back, so he might be back for this game as well. And in recent times, Spurs versus Wolves, it's usually a toss-up on who wins in Spurs Stadium. But I think this season it's a little bit more obvious on who wins, and I think that's Spurs. I think just Wolves are just too open at the back, and up top they don't have much going forward. Yes, Strand Larsen is back, but he just came back. Don't think he'll be quite himself yet. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Spurs. Next up is Villa versus Fulham. Aston Villa have not won a game in their last 6 games. That is horrendous form. And they also couldn't beat a 10-man team in Sunderland. These guys are another level of ass right now. And they still have to face the Europa League game. Forget against 2, but they still have that game to play. So yeah, Villa are really struggling. I mean, eyes out for Emery. He might be gone any second now. As for Fulham, they had a great game. Iwobi getting himself a goal and assist. They went up 3 goals and sort of just gave possession away. Just killed the game off. Pretty smart of them. And they also go through in the Carabao Cup. So that's 2 wins there for Fulham. And I think they're going to make it 3 with this game against Villa. I just don't see anything from Villa. They have nothing to look forward to. They have no backups, no one who they can call upon. So yeah, I'm gonna go for a 2-1 win to Fulham. Next up is Newcastle versus Arsenal. Probably the best game of the game week, at least it should be. Newcastle, they ended up drawing 0-0 to Bournemouth, and that is their 3rd 0-0 draw of the season already. So they are really struggling to create chances, or at least just finishing their chances. And as for Arsenal, Martinelli, clutch game for him against City, and also Bilbao. But I think Eze proved he needs to be in the central. He got an assist in the City game, and then he got a goal in the Carabao Cup game. So centrally is his best position. Don't know why they ever thought he was a left winger. He's not a left winger. Even though they did get a draw against City, that is still crucial points for them to drop, especially considering they are probably the 2nd favorite to win the league, and they have now dropped points to both Liverpool and City. So that is not great for them. And this game could be difficult for them as well. But I think Newcastle have dropped off a little bit. I think defensively Arsenal are solid, and usually one of these teams keeps a clean sheet when they face each other, and I think that's Arsenal this time. So I'm gonna go for a 2-0 win to Arsenal. And then the last game of the game week, we have Everton versus West Ham. Everton, they ended up losing to Liverpool, but they did have a great game, or decent game. They weren't just completely smacked around in the park, but they're also out the Carabao Cup, losing to Wolves. So not great results there for Everton, but performance-wise, it's alright. It's not complete shambolic. They have dropped off a little bit. As for West Ham against Crystal Palace, they were getting smacked the first half, and then second half they kind of woke up, but it was kind of too late at that point. Ended up losing 2-1. And when these two teams face, it's usually random on what happens, right? So based on form, I think Everton is a little bit better right now. I think they have a little bit more for them. I think Everton's going to win here 1-0. So those are my predictions for game week 6. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace.